Okay, hi. Good morning again, everyone, and thank you, Nidhi and team, for having me over here. I'm going to quickly walk you today through HCLTech's recent rebranding and our new brand positioning of Supercharging Progress, what it means, why we did it, how we arrived at it, and what it means for our stakeholders, and most importantly, all of you. And without taking too much time, I'm just going to start. So in September of 2022, we decided to launch our new brand, a new logo, a new brand identity, and a new brand positioning. This was driven by a very distinct positioning of supercharging progress. Now, what does supercharging progress mean? For every brand, what is very, very important is that it must have a purpose. An organization must have a purpose. And when we went about doing this exercise, we thought, what's going to be our North Star? What's going to be our guiding light? That one simple yet very powerful proposition that will guide everything that we do, all our actions, our thinking, something that we can live and breathe day in, day out. And we went about doing this by, starting with an exhaustive research across our clients, across, our employees and other key stakeholders and partners. And we went to them and asked them, what do they think about HCL technologies, HCLTech in particular, and where do you think we should be, And after, I think, a very, very intense exercise and discussion, we arrived at this particular brand purpose, which is bringing together the best of technology and our people to supercharge progress for our stakeholders. So this is core to what HCLTech does day in, day out. This is bigger than, the new brand, the new logo, the new colors. This is what defines us truly. So what does this mean, supercharging progress? Supercharging progress is supercharging progress, as you see, for our clients who are obviously at the core of our business. And, we, through our, engineering services, our cloud services, our digital services, transform their businesses, supercharge, their growth and help them propel further in the digital era. Then our people, who are perhaps our most important asset and are key for us to help our clients deliver supercharging progress, So how do we supercharge progress for our people? How do we, fulfill their aspirations? How do we support their growth? How do we support their ambitions, as they move forward and help our clients grow? And then our communities, where all of you come in, As you know, for HCL as a group, CSR is a very, very important agenda. It's at the core of our DNA. And HCLTech is just simply carrying forward that philosophy, And Nidhi and her team have been doing a fantastic job working with all of you to supercharge progress for our communities. And we really want to, double down on this philosophy with our new brand, with our new brand purpose. And, we believe that wherever we are, wherever we operate, we must help the communities, progress and propel further. Then our planet, ESG today and, the planet is such an important agenda for all of us, sustainability. And Santosh, some of you must have heard yesterday, talk about our vision, becomes a very, very important pillar in our entire brand journey, So these are the 4 pillars, 4 key stakeholders that will support in our journey of supercharging progress. I would now, play a couple of videos and you can see our leadership, elaborate a bit more about the supercharging vision. We'll start with Roshni Nada Malhotra, our chairperson, followed by C. Vijay Kumar, our CEO and MD. Can we have the video?
Cheese was born in 1999. In a span of just 22 years, we are more than 11 billion in revenue. We have more than 200,000 people, representing 167 nationalities across 52 countries and growing. It's been a great supercharging success, and we hope to continue the HCL technology story and deepen and strengthen the HCLTech brand. For HCL Technologies, supercharging progress is not just the digital work and the solutions that we do for our customers. It's the ethos that we create within the organization. A very large part of that being what we do for the people and the planet. Whether we look at environment, whether we look at rural livelihoods, whether we look at urban livelihoods of people in very difficult situations, whether we look at our natural environment. For HCL Technologies, our corporate social responsibility and the work we do for the people and the planet is integral to supercharging progress. HCL Tech is powered by its people to find solutions for the people and the planet, and we are committed to reaching net zero by 2040. The HCL Tech brand is a symbol of our visual as well as our cultural identity. It's youthful, it's strong, it's fun, it's playful, and it's digital. And this is extremely important as we supercharge progress, not only just for our employees and our customers, but also for the technology and the innovation. HCL Tech is focused on bringing together the best of technology in digital, cloud, and engineering, and the best of our people to supercharge progress across all the ecosystems and geographies in which we work.
We'll now have the CVK video. Okay, so while we get that video, you heard Roshni talk about, what the brand represents. It represents our culture, our ethos, and it's not just about, having a new logo, new colors, a new, look and feel, and, some fancy, advertising and banners. It is about living that purpose day in, day out. And it really manifests what, the company stands for and what it aspires for, This is actually what supercharging progress means. And if you would notice, the supercharging progress has a TM right next to it. So we've trademarked supercharging progress as a phrase. And you can, from this figure out how serious we are actually about owning this, in literally, metaphorically, in every sense, So, can we have the video now? Okay. So, I think they're saying it's going to take some more time. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm going to go on. Maybe we'll have that, video a little later. So, I'm now going to, walk you through some of the new brand elements. I've talked about our brand purpose that defines, supercharging progress. But these are some of the new brand elements you would have seen, Firstly, the logo, the new logo typeface, HCL typeface. While we move to this new logo, it doesn't mean that, we are in any way doing away with, our legacy HCL logo, the group logo. And just to, come back to the question I had placed in the very beginning, that why did we actually look at a, new branding framework for HCL Tech? So if you go back, by let us say 20-25 years, you would have been very familiar with this HCL logo. And this is the larger, flagship HCL Group logo, which had multiple entities under it. And all entities, including HCLTech, leaned on this particular, brand and identity to, represent themselves, not just in India and beyond, to various stakeholders. And it worked very, very well. But I think as HCLTech has, grown into a truly global organization, it now, is present in 54 countries. It represents 167 nationalities. It's got 12 billion, in revenues, $12 billion. What was felt was that some of our stakeholders, require a much more sharper distinction and identification with the brand, as we grow from here. Retaining our ethos and leaning into our parent, So it's like coming of age for HCLTech, and it has, reached a point where it needed its own distinct. What we've also done is, created a new HCLTech font. It's called Rupert. It's unique to HCL, and you will see that, over a period of time, it'll kind of, represent HCL in many and more ways. You would have seen, when you see a brand logo or a brand font, you immediately try and, identify it with a particular company or a font. That's what Rupert will do for us over a period of time. We will also use, very unique imagery. Some of it is over here, and we'll have a large image bank, that you can access. We'll let you know how to do that. And a lot of iconography and infographics that will really define the brand personality. There is a way in which, the brand will start communicating with its stakeholders, So these are some of the, logo renditions in front of you. I talked about, this purple to blue. Forgive me, I think because of, the LCD resolution, the purple is not as clear as it should be, but this is a purple to blue gradient, And it has got two variants. You can use a standard HCLTech logo on a colored background in reverse. And then there is the HCLTech logo in blue for, over a white background or light backgrounds. And there is the standard, black and white, we can do. Then we use the full unit, which is the preferred option, of HCLTech saying supercharging progress trademark. And that too has a couple of renditions. One, of course, on the side and one on the bottom, based on, your convenience and where you're placing the logo, And what's going to be the brand voice? How are we going to, talk and communicate, as a refreshed brand, HCLTech? We are, as a brand, we are imaginative, we are pioneering, responsible, and resilient as well. And these things also get reflected in the colors that I spoke about, and what they stand for, So we'll always be optimistic about the future, yet be very pragmatic about, how we, deliver outcomes. I'm going to show you a new brand video, which we put out when we launched this new brand. It just captures most of the stuff that I've talked about, and it landed very, very well across stakeholders. In fact, we got, I think, 2.5 million views in the first 1 week itself, and I hope you like it. Let's go with the new brand video.
Progress. It comes from having a clear objective, a goal, moving forward. Progress. It comes from having a clear objective, a goal, moving forward.
I think we're having some trouble with this video as well. That's okay. We can talk through this. No problem at all. Can we have the CVK video instead while you fix this? Yeah. Let's see the CVK video.
I've been with HCL for the last 28 years and the last 6 years as the CEO of the company. I stand for our people-centric culture and a relationship beyond the contract philosophy. It's ingrained in our DNA. Today, these are table stakes for us. As we progress as an organization, we want to push harder, faster, and accelerate all this without losing sight of our collective responsibility for our planet. We did a lot of research. We interviewed many clients and our people. Supercharging progress captures the essence of what we do today, and it captures the aspiration of what we want to do more of, at speed, at scale, predictably, consistently, for our clients, for our people, for our communities, and the planet. In a digital business, we are helping clients supercharge their digital transformation by building new IT operating models and the associated organizational change management. In our engineering business, we are supercharging new product releases for 50 of the top 100 companies investing in R&D. We are delivering new levels of reliability, agility, and efficiency for more than 40 of the global 100 corporations while managing their mission-critical technology infrastructure. For more than 500 global companies, we deliver accelerated savings through our pragmatic automation solutions that deliver predictable outcomes. For us, progress cannot be decoupled from our responsibility for our communities and our planet. In fact, we believe it should be supercharged. For example, recharge 21 times more water than what we consume through a number of community initiatives. Another example, we are creating breakthrough opportunities for promising high school students to gain real-life work experience at HCLTech and helping them continue their higher education. I am very proud of our purpose. Our purpose to bring together the best of technology and our people to supercharge progress.
So great, you heard it right from the top, from the leaders, what supercharging progress means. And I think now we've solved the problem and we can run the brand video. Yeah, let's have it, and then we'll talk further.
Comes from having a clear objective, a goal, moving forward unwaveringly towards success. It can be fast, it can be slow, it can be disruptive, but one thing it can't be is stopped. While progress might seem inevitable, breakthroughs come from supercharging it. Delivering business outcomes at scale, fulfilling aspirations with compassion, innovating responsibly, finding new levels of efficiency, removing barriers, unlocking potential. Business is always moving, so it's easy to confuse motion with real progress. Whether it's day-to-day success or transformational gains, we supercharge progress to change the game. HCLTech, supercharging progress.
Thank you. So I hope you have a fair idea now of, what supercharging progress, means for us. And what I would really like to, kind of focus on to all of this is that, few companies and few brands, demonstrate and wear on their sleeves the kind of commitment, HCLTech is demonstrating through this new brand positioning, and especially, for communities and the planet, something that, we're here to discuss. And what we can assure you is that this is a big agenda for us. And Nidhi and her team, are committed not just to, take these programs and scale them up over here, but also I think, take this philosophy beyond India's shores, and take these learnings to other geographies as well. And with this, I think I'm at the end of the presentation. I'm very, very happy to take questions if you have any, Yeah.
Sir, just for my learning, like we have seen the previous logo which has HCLTech, and then there is a drop down. So how do you interpret that for us to learn that what that means, how that it changes? HCL, then you have a drop down, drop case you have wrote. Earlier it was full.
So to answer your question, the earlier logo was only HCL. Now we are creating a distinct identity, HCL Tech. HCL Technologies as an entity used to be represented by HCL, the solid logo, and now, because that logo remains, that identity doesn't change, the group will continue to use, and we'll continue to lean on that identity, for legacy. What we're doing over here is creating a much more leaner, more modern looking, more contemporary, brand typeface, HCL Tech. And in today's digital age, if you notice, I think today's youngsters look for, lowercase and no full stops. We're in that era. So I think this is much more younger, much more contemporary. To answer your question, if that helps, Yeah, please. This one? No, this is the partnering for change logo mnemonic itself. This is not the HCL Tech logo. This is an infographic just being created. I talked about on that slide infographics. You'll see more and more infographics and mnemonics being used to represent the brand. If you look at brands across the world, especially the ones, they're divided into multiple categories. Brands that use very strong imagery, they lean on very strong photography. I mean, Apple is a great example. Nike is, sports brand do that all the time. And you'll see technology companies, use imagery in a very different way. And one of the ways to talk to your customers, and I've seen it in the case of Google as well, particularly, is use infographics and mnemonics, very, very nicely. It's just a very lively way and a different way. Every brand has to create a distinct character for itself, and this is what we're trying to do. So you'll see more, and I hope that answers your question. Yeah. Any more questions? And also, I think as we move along, this brand rollout has begun across the HCL Tech ecosystem, and HCL Foundation being part of the HCL Tech family now, and you all being part of the HCL Tech family, you'll very soon, see we'll come to you with how to use these brand guidelines, and how to roll out these, whenever you are actually interacting with stakeholders and working with HCL Technologies and HCL Foundation, So I'm very happy to take any more questions if you have. Please.
Like there's a loyalty, people see you as HCL one way, now other way. So why there is a need of changing? How do you, means, is it internationally, to make it international recognition? Because I understand if I found you in, for example, I want to tweet. So I will see so all the options will come for me. So if I am unaware of the change as a general person, I may not be able to tag you in that. So why this change is required? So I'm not able to understand.
That's an excellent question, So, I spoke about the fact that today, after a 2.5 decade journey, of using that HCL central brand, I'll give you a parallel example, if you look at the house of Tatas, and I'm talking about some 15 years ago, because I've worked there at that point in time, they used to have that central blue Tata logo. All of you must be aware, and every company used to put that logo on top and write their name under it, in font Arial size, whatever, and that's life, it was very dull and boring, and then, Ratan Tata one day decided, no, I think we need a new brand architecture, and if you today see, because every business will have its own set of stakeholders, own set of customers. Some are B2B brands, some are B2C brands, and they define their own identities while, referring to, let us say, the Tata logo at some place, Similarly, I'm saying HCL is today HCL Technologies plus. It has got many more businesses, companies housed under the group umbrella, to put it that way. And HCL Tech, I think, deserves, because of its size, its global presence, a new brand identity, and I alluded to the fact that today some of the people that we hire are, very, very young, they are millennials and Gen Zs, and we talk to them. And I think this brand refresh also kind of leans into our, people philosophy a lot, and makes us, not just a technology company, but a contemporary technology company, to answer your question. So I think from a strategy perspective also, we need that. I hope that answers your question. So HCL still remains within this HCL Tech logo. It's not going away. It's just that we are, I think, looking much younger, and we have a fresh face. And while it's like, leaving your parents' house, but you will keep visiting there, once in a while. Okay.
I have a question here.
Please.
Very exciting to see the new journey of HCL Tech.
Yeah.
But when you stand here and look at the entire NGO community, and yesterday we heard from Mr. Santosh about corporatization of NGOs.
Correct.
And we would like to see how NGOs can also influence the corporates, and what kind of NGOization of the corporate you are seeing. Because from an HCL Tech point of view, when you look at this whole ecosystem of so many communities and NGOs across the country doing amazing kind of work, there lies an amazing potential for you to tap that. And the challenge is, it's all very random. It's not like the business or a company where things can be controlled and monitored and scaled up. So in terms of thought leader, what are your views for the future as you tweak this vision and dynamism, and we start to go into a road of more convergence and collaboration? What are your big picture thoughts?
Okay, so if you saw the slide where I talked about those 4 pillars, 4 stakeholders, I would say very few companies and very few brands in the world, as I mentioned earlier, would actually put this as a purpose, as a mission, And I think that is the biggest demonstration, perhaps, how serious we are, and how invested we are into this particular, partnership ecosystem, as you may call it. I would say that's the biggest demonstration, the fact that, we're putting it up and wearing it as a purpose, as a brand purpose that we live in day out. I think that's the biggest demonstration. It answers your question, very well. I think very few brands would actually go out and do that, Yeah.